Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. As you can tell by the thumbnail, today we're going to be looking at swim baits, specifically entry-level swim baits. Swim baits is something that I'm extremely passionate about because big baits catch big bass. So I want to share with you some of the baits that I've picked up that you can also pick up without breaking the bank. If you guys have ever been on, Tackle Freaks or Tackle Warehouse or Carolina Fishing Tackle and looked at swim baits, some of them are just outrageously priced. And I don't own any, swim baits above the $50 mark, or I haven't paid more than $50 for any swim baits. But holiday season's approaching, Black Friday's approaching. This is a good opportunity for me to show you what some good entry-level swim baits are that you can purchase without breaking your bank. So here's a look at my hard bait box. You guys can see all that. And we're gonna start off with the one that everybody probably knows about, the S-Waver, 168. This is the very first glide bait that I ever bought, and I've caught some fish on it. Haven't caught any giants on it. Haven't had any giant follows on it, but I haven't given it the time on the water that it needs. This bait is, if memory serves me right, on Tackle Warehouse, it's approximately 25 bucks, $25 to $30. I have this color, and I also have this color. All right, so the bottom is the light trout, and the top is the Party Crasher. I just picked up the Party Crasher recently, started throwing that, and I've had really good success on this, much more than I've had on this. But I also think I've probably thrown this a little bit more this year, so this probably has more time on the water than this guy. But, talking a little bit more about this bait, it's 6 inches in length. It weighs about 1.5 ounces. You don't need a dedicated swim bait rod to throw these guys. You can throw this on a flipping stick. You can throw this on a frog rod. That's what I was doing. Before I had a dedicated swim bait rod, I was throwing this on a Johnny Morris Carbon Light 7'3" medium heavy. It has a 1 ounce tip, but it throws this well. These aren't your huge, gigantic swim baits. So if you're thinking about getting into the swim bait game, this is probably going to be the best entry-level swim bait that you can pick up. Some other swim baits that I have in here that are not going to necessarily need dedicated tackle. This is a Bookable Shad. This is a $50 swim bait. This is probably the most money I've paid for a swim bait, but this guy's worth it. This again, it's about 1.5 ounces. You don't need dedicated tackle for, and these are these are well worth the money. You can throw them in the spring, you can throw them in the summer, you can throw them in the fall. So again, the Bookable Shad. Some recent glide baits that I've picked up that are new to me, that are affordable. The Savage Gear Shine Glide. 7.5 inches, 2 1/3 ounces. This is something you're probably going to need a special rod for, unless you've got a flipping stick that can handle a 2 ounce, that's got a 2 ounce tip. This is a great glide bait. I really like the action on this, and again, we're talking entry-level prices, 25 bucks. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Tackle Warehouse sales, you can probably pick this up way cheaper. This guy's not even seen an hour of water time yet. As you can tell by the crutches, it's probably not going to see any water in 2019, considering the early winter that we're having here. But again, this Shine Glide, well made, great swimming action so far from what I can tell. May want to think about replacing the hooks, but again, entry-level swim baits, this is something you should take a look at. Here is one that I'm excited about. This is the bait Sanity Antidote. 7 inches, 2.5, 2 3/4 ounces. So we're starting to get close to the 3 ounce range. This is a bait that I'm really excited to throw. I've thrown it less than an hour, and this is a slow sink, but man, this thing works awesome as a wake bait. No fish on it just yet, but again, you know, entry-level swim baits, you're talking $35, $40. You're not breaking the bank with this. You don't need a super heavy rod. You don't need a special reel to be able to throw this. All of these glide baits that I've showed you so far, they can all be thrown, you know, on a reel with 20-pound Berkley big game. You just got to make sure that your rod can handle these types of baits. And finally, the last one that we're going to talk about today, entry-level glide baits, entry-level swim baits, the Storm Arashi Glide. That guy's pretty awesome. He's not that much bigger than a S-Waver 168. A little bit, obviously. It's 7 inches plus, but look how much wider it is. You know, so this bait's in the 3.5 ounce range. You're talking you would need a dedicated rod for this. It comes with a stainless steel snap here on the front, which helps with the action on the reel, on the bait. I did throw this maybe an hour or two before I got laid up and had a good follow on it already. Really excited about this. One of the premiums on here, which you don't see on a glide bait, this affordable, is swiveling hook hangers, right? So these hook hangers right here, they completely swivel, they completely turn. Fish can't use this as leverage. It's still a big bait. If he comes up and head shakes, he could possibly still throw it because you've got 3.5 ounces of wood or plastic flapping around. But with regards to these, you typically don't see this on a glide bait this affordable. 35, 40 bucks. I think it's $37.99 on Tackle Warehouse. So, you know, you're looking at some savings coming up with the sales that are going to be happening. So that's kind of it for the glide baits. Oh, there's one more. This is kind of a crossover, and this is the smaller size. This is from the bait company Ima, right? And this is called the Glide Fluke. And this is the small guy. I mean, I could throw this on normal bait casting gear all day long. It's a little bit smaller than the S-Waver 168. But this guy's got some really interesting action, and they do make a bigger size. But if you're not sure if you want to get into the swim bait game, this is probably something that you definitely want to look into. I think this is like 12 bucks. I'm a Glide Fluke. First day I took it out, got a couple bass on it instantly. You can work it like a glide bait where it has that S curving swimming action. You can stop it and pop it, and it darts just like a fluke. So really cool, really unique bait. I'm looking forward to picking up some of the bigger sizes on this next year. With regards to baits that aren't going to break the bank, if you guys have not thrown a rat, you've got to throw a rat. This is the Spro Rat 50, right? So extended out with the tail, this thing's like 10 inches long. First time out with this, nailed a big girl, high 4s, close to 5. Just, you know, swimming it next to a weed line in like 2 feet of water. I couldn't believe how effective this is. Comes with great hardware on it. Really good quality hooks. It's got a really loud knock as it's coming through the water, and the wake that this thing puts off is just silly. Again, not a very expensive bait. I think it's in the $20 range. She does have some weight to her. She's probably 2 ounces. So again, you're looking at a flipping stick, something like that. But something that you definitely want to consider throwing. If you don't have a rat at all, you need to get a rat. This is probably the best bang for your buck that's out there right now. This color is called Morning Dawn. They've got other ones, but yeah, I like to be different. So that's why I'm throwing this. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the buyer's guide. Hopefully this sheds some light on some of the tackle. Get out there, you know, start throwing some swim baits. You know, get out of your comfort zone and get those rods bent. Thanks a lot for watching. God bless. Tight lines. See ya.